welcome to my dungeon. When I backed the original Mörk Borg Kickstarter back in 2019, almost 4 years ago, and I don't think anyone could have predicted how successful that game would become and how big it would become, and especially how big, awesome and creative the community around the game would become. So in this video I want to give you just a brief overview, a glimpse into the doomed creative madness that is Mörk Borg in 2023. If this interests you and you want to see more like it, consider liking the video down below and subscribing to my channel. Thank you very much. Let's get into it. Let's start with just the official Mörk Borg releases, which is, surprisingly, just the smallest fraction of the Mörk Borg iceberg. It all started with the core rulebook, here in the now collectible limited Kickstarter edition. Very nice, bleak, rules-light, crazy role-playing game. And it came with the stack of rip-off character sheets. Also got 2 pamphlet adventures, Death Temple Soon and Ancient Skin. Nice, short adventure, nothing really special. Later we got the first collection of community-created content and additional content done by Pelle Nielsen and Johan Nohr in the form of Ferretory. This zine, this collection of additional classes, rules and adventures, I consider a must-have for any Mörk Borg GM, because it contains rules for overland travel and hunting, which were notably missing from the core rules. A bit later we also got Heretic, another collection of community-created content and original content from Occult Master Games. More classes, more adventures. This one, however, I don't consider essential. In the Kickstarter they ran for Heretic, they also financed the GM screen, which is nice to have, nice to look at, but not a must-buy in my opinion. And the icon set, which, as you can see, is a collection of summonable icons to add some more dark, doomed summoning magic to your game. A nice gimmick, especially if you've got spellcaster types in your party, but also not a must-have. Then we've got Putrescine Regnant, an album crawl that comes with a vinyl LP, and the whole adventure is inside of the folds of the LP case itself. A bit gimmicky, but the music was just produced for this adventure, and it's just such a stylish and unique thing, and I love this adventure and the music that came with it. If you don't want to go all the way to get a vinyl and a vinyl player, there is a PDF version on itch.io, and you can also find the whole album on Spotify. And that is the last official Mörk Borg release. What could be considered semi-official is Cyborg, which is building on the Mörk Borg engine, but it is still very much its very own thing, and it has its very own open license. And this also, since its release, has blown up massively. Maybe in 2 years I will make a video about this as well. But from the day it was released, Occult Master Games has always been open to third-party and community content. They soon released the Mörk Borg Open License, which enabled everyone who wanted to create content compatible with the game to do so and market it and monetize it as they saw fit, without having to pay licensing royalties. And there's something about Mörk Borg, this use of balls to the walls crazy graphic design and sketchy artwork, combined with public domain artwork done by dead people, like Renaissance art, medieval Kupferstich artwork, that really sparked the creativity of people around the world. And there's just so much stuff, classes, adventures, campaigns, entire games that have been created for the game that it's just hard to wrap my head around. Let's go to my desktop and I'll show you where you can find this stuff online. Your starting point into the world of Mörk Borg should be the official Mörk Borg website. Scroll down on this website and eventually you find the game itself. Scroll down further and you get downloadable resources like this rules reference sheet, character sheet, and most importantly the Mörk Borg bare bones edition. These are the complete rules with all of the background and all of the classes, just none of the artwork, and you can download this for free and get started playing, or use it as a rules reference document to create your own stuff. Then we have Scumbertha, random character generator, Dungeon, random dungeon generator. These generators are using the random tables you can find in the books, but they're doing all the rolling for you. Random monster generator. You can find adventures and classes down here. Lots and lots of stuff already in here. Pretty much all of the content you can find in Territory and Heretic. Last but not least, the Mörk Borg third-party license. Without this, the explosion of community content that has happened over the last years would have never been possible. Huge kudos to Stockholm Cartel, Free League and Occult Erkmaster Games for releasing this license. Since the game has been released, a horde of third-party content has been created for the game. And the best address to find this stuff sorted is Ex Libris Mörk Borg. Scroll down on the Ex Libris website. Almost every third-party Mörk Borg product put into categories and with descriptions. Let's start look in the rules. There's already a lot in here. And I mean a lot. And for every entry you get a description with the content, how it is written, art and design, and how usable it is. In here you find additional rules, classes, equipment, monsters, interesting furniture, lots and lots of adventures. Enough adventures to run your group through years and years of misery. Tools and random tables. Total conversions of the rules to other settings and games. And so on and so on. And this sheer mass of stuff would be completely unwieldable without a proper search tool. But this site has an awesome search function. Let's search, for example, for classic fantasy. And this gives us the results and highlights all of our keywords in the description text. So you find the Mork Menagerie, a compendium of classic creatures from 1st edition D&D converted to Mörk Borg. Or we find Points of Light, a simple to learn, fast playing tabletop RPG that adapts the popular minimalist Mörk Borg rules for a Gygaxian fantasy setting. So classic D&D but with the simple Mörk Borg rules. Or maybe you're on the mood to play an entire campaign. There are several campaigns out there for you to start playing right away. I can't stretch enough how awesome this website is. This is the best and most comprehensive website that I've seen for any role-playing game, period. Huge kudos to everyone who was involved in running this website. You can also get official Mörk Borg miniatures. They ran a Kickstarter last year for some hand-sculpted miniatures that you can now buy. And speaking about miniatures, there's also Forbidden Psalm, a miniature game that is building on the Mörk Borg rules. And you can already get a number of adventures and campaigns for Forbidden Psalm. It has become very much its own thing. If you're looking to have a huge amount of miniatures and adventures for Forbidden Psalm or dark fantasy in general, Bestiarium Games is releasing a bundle of miniatures with a Forbidden Psalm adventure each month. And they just make awesome, detailed, moody, dark, grim fantasy miniatures that are perfect for a game of Forbidden Psalm or indeed Mörk Borg. There's also a collection of third-party miniatures made especially for the core Mörk Borg. So you find goblins, undead, Wicca heads, bloody berserkers, a blood-drenched skeleton. Also miniatures for player characters, gutterborn scum, heretical priest, occult herb masters, esoteric hermits, fanged deserters and wretched royalties. There's an entire fantasy novel set in the dying world of Mörk Borg, Whispers of the Dying Saint by John Baltisberger. And among the more notable total conversions of the Mörk Borg rules, among others, is Pirate Borg, that I've made a video about on this very channel. An awesome, complete, but still rules-light Dark Caribbean pirate RPG. And Ronin, that just successfully finished their Kickstarter. A samurai movie and Chanbara inspired RPG that I have high hopes for. And if you want to take part in the growing Mörk Borg community, there's the Talk Mörk Borg Facebook group with over 4,000 members, the Mörk Borg subreddit with over 9,000 members, and the official The True Mörk Borg Discord channel with I don't even know how many members, but it's also massive. And it's probably the best way to find a group playing Mörk Borg online. And there's just a ton of discussions and memes and more third-party content and cyborg and everything going on in here. A very active Discord channel and probably the place to dive deep into the Mörk Borg community. Anyhow, that's all I have for today. I wish thee safe travels, dreamers, until we shall meet again.